You are right up my street.
Oh, you can't make me choose.
Igo by Toyota sponsors T4.
Fuck me, Lee Ryan's 13. I remember we couldn't remember the word for table.
This is Your Welcome America, the podcast that explains what the bloody hell Brits are banging on about.
In every episode, we translate British pop culture for America
And American pop culture for Britain.
You're welcome. I am Ben.
I'm Fraser.
Fraser Light Razor, who just deleted the beginning of the podcast. We're doing it again.
We had only recorded 3 minutes, and a lot of it was me trying to talk to you about Real Housewives, so
That's fine.
If anything, I think I've done us a favour.
Did a good, not a refresh, but like an amuse-bouche, you know, between courses.
It was good for us just to get that conversation out of the way so people are just getting the quality. So we are here to talk about Drag Race UK 5, episode 4, which is called Disaster Class.
Hello, it's me, Cheddar Gorgeous.
We do need to give a quick shout out to Colleen Mabin, who's been listening. She is...
Colleen Rooney.
Who's Rebecca Vardy's the cat?
My girls, the Pretty Polly, and I wear them.
Pretty Polly.
And she had a big question for us, which is, will you be recapping Drag Race Canada?
The answer is
No, we're not going to do that. But thank you for listening to this. And she also gives some feedback for our main You're Welcome America episode, UWA Prime.
Speaking of Pretty Polly, did you watch when I sent you that video for the Saturdays
Can I just say,
earlier today?
I love how you hushed me and told me to get back on track, and now you're telling me about something you texted me earlier.
Did you watch that? Did you remind yourself of the video for Up by the Saturdays?
I didn't play it.
It is sponsored by Pretty Polly. Everyone's wearing different coloured tights that match their microphone. It's a really bad video.
I'm yellow.
Yeah, no, really.
Do go listen to our main episode of Your Welcome America.
Yeah.
Santa Fe New Mexico and the Beckham documentary.
I thought you said the Saturdays. I was like, no. We still haven't done them as a topic by themselves yet.
Oh, fucking hell. No, we can't.
Because we've talked about them in so many other capacities, but then what we haven't done is go through single by single and talked about their songs.
Person by person.
Exactly. Yeah, everyone's going to get their own dedicated episode.
This
Can't wait for
episode
that.
is Vanessa.
So this is episode 4, Disaster Class. So we come back after the non-elimination.
So there's chit and chat going on here, but someone asks, who do you think the weakest is? Who do you think is kind of unsafe? And they look at Kate.
Yeah, well,
don't they?
Tamara
Tamara
specifically looks at Kate, and Kate's and she's kind of like, well, it's because of what you're wearing right now. Crystal's favourite outfit, the teeny tiny hood. The cagoule.
The hood that didn't impress her much. Yeah, she says that she's coasting.
Yeah.
No.
But that gives her some good material for lots of great coasting jokes.
She says, who wants to come on a coastal trip with me?
And then Ginger says to her, you're not coasting, you're just on a day trip to the coast. Really good. Just keeping up my Dee Dee American accent watch, she does say, someone's gotta go in the beginning. And I was like, Dee Dee.
I mean,
You're
that's
from
you,
Kent.
That's you really on edge if that's you.
Oh, it's one of many infractions.
She said the word movie instead of film.
No, I'm not talking about little things like that. I'm talking, well, she did it later. Oh, she did it later on the main stage as well. Oh, it drives me crazy. And there was a really good quick cutaway of Naomi Carter ripping her wig off, and she goes, oh, bloody hell.
Kate Butch does say, let's see how these girls do when they have to tell a joke. Fair.
Yeah, she ain't wrong. And then just before we hit the credits, we see that tonight's special guest judge is Suranne Jones.
Well, it's just a submarine.
And the only reason I'm mentioning that is because you get the full length shot of her outfit. She's wearing a jazzy sequin 2-piece suit. It's almost shorts or a culottes, a jazzy culotte and jacket combo.
Oh, because I was only looking at the jacket and I was thinking another magician's jacket.
Yeah, no, it was with kind of a sparkly culotte. And in my head, I'm pretty sure she just came out and did like a catwalk, but in my head she was doing like the Charleston in it.
I mean, big shout out to one of our favourites, Vigil.
Oh, Suranne Jones's star vehicle, Vigil.
All about a submarine in Scotland. It's called Vigil. Vigil.
Yes, it is if I relax my mouth and do what you're doing.
Yeah,
Vigil. That's a submarine.
Wait, and what's his name? The guy, Sir what's his face?
Anthony Hopkins.
No, The football guy.
Lenny Henry.
No.
Sir Cliff Richard.
Oh my God.
Alex Ferguson.
Thank you. Sir Alex Ferguson, who just talks like this. Is
I don't know a thing about
Hello,
football.
son. Right, I'll tell you about football.
I managed to make my mum cackle out loud, and when I did, I sent her a voice note of me being the woman on Bake Off that sounds like Jimmy Cranky.
Jimmy Cranky.
Yeah, and my mum said that she laughed like Sidney James at it. I think she meant Sid James from the Carry On movies, like a but she said Sidney James in her WhatsApp message. It's like, who the hell is Sidney James, mother?
I love how Laura's doing references to Carry On.
Misspelt Carry On references is quite hard to decipher.
Shall we get into it properly?
Yeah. So the next day,
Do go watch Vigil, everyone.
yeah, please.
I'm sure everyone in the UK has watched Vigil by now. It's all about a submarine.
Yeah. And
Suranne-
claustrophobia.
Claustrophobia. We're excited about Vigil too.
Yes. I will note that
A what?
Cara is in a great outfit in the beginning of this episode. So
what's
remember
she
we
in?
were talking, remember we came up with Get Cozy with Cara as her kind of, remember she was wearing that lovely shawl and palazzo pant last week. This week she was wearing all white, and it was like a white athleisure kind of bra top, and then this really easy breezy white kind of flowy shirt over the top with another, not complete palazzo pants, but like very white flowy kind of linen trousers. We really need her to release the Get Cozy with Cara range.
Get Cozy with Cara. Naomi says, it's a new day in workroom. I'm also talking about everyone's looks. I am worried about Michael Marouli's cream knit that he's wearing just with all that tan. I'm worried that he's,
Worried there's some marks on the inside of that one.
around that collar.
Yeah.
Although he does live in Gran Canaria, so maybe it's a real tan.
You almost said Gran Canaria then.
No.
You
Canaria.
said Canaria.
It's
It
Gran
almost
Canaria.
drifted into Canaria.
I saw someone, by the way, on our total side note, but I saw someone on our Instagram someone who is a friend of the pod, saying that they were waiting for their boyfriend and their boyfriend was on the sunbed.
Oh my
Just
God.
like waiting for Lil to get off the sunbed.
Oh my God, a sunbed. Oof. I used to love a sunbed when I was a student. 12 minutes.
What did you do after the sunbed?
Cigarette beforehand. 12 minutes of the sunbed, cigarette after. Just cancer squared. It was just really bad.
Right.
Anyway,
room ale.
I actually wrote this one down.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I just wrote, huh?
My queens, to become the UK's next drag superstar, you need to sing like nobody's listening, dance like no one's watching, and love like the filthy pig you know you is, child. What?
Well, I guess because we end up knowing
Right.
that it's the masterclass
And
thing.
the categories fit with that, but
Yeah.
still, it's loose. What's Rue wearing?
Oh, I didn't notice.
She's wearing a...
Ruru,
Yeah.
a scarf.
Ruru. Not Rue, but Ruru.
Sue Paul.
Yeah, Sue Paul comes in a lovely mid-2000s, almost what I would call a desert scarf, which I think maybe might be an inappropriate thing to say, but we all had them.
Let's just say Urban Outfitters definitely stocked them.
Speaking of those scarves, I know we always laugh about my love of those scarves in the 2000s, but have I ever told you about the scarf in Dublin?
I don't know.
I went on a weekend away trip to Dublin at some point in my 20s.
Did you go to the Guinness factory?
No, I didn't actually. I've actually never been there, so incidentally.
Okay.
But I was really proud of myself because we went into, I think maybe H&M or Top Man, and I found a scarf to wear out that night. So again, I was doing just a t-shirt, black t-shirt, but with a scarf.
Yeah.
This scarf was white, and it had navy blue, like shooting stars on it. It was gorgeous. It was the same color scheme as like a china plate. Like
Beautiful.
gorgeous china plate colors. And I had it around my neck, and we'd been on a night out. It was like maybe 2 a.m. We were like trip-tropping to another location. I was walking down the street, and I obviously had it in the classic configuration of I'd put it around my neck, right down either side,
Yeah.
and then wrapped it around. So basically there was 2 bits coming down the front.
But
with
it was
wrapped-
secure.
It was secure around my
Yeah.
neck. But it was a little loose because I wanted, a bit of like a drape.
Yeah.
And I was just walking down the street, and this little Irish pixie hand of this young girl, like drunk girl in her like early 20s, this little Irish hand reached out, pulled my scarf, and just plucked it from my neck.
What?
And she ran off into the night. I basically got mugged, but for my 2000s gorgeous china plate scarf. And she ran off so fast, I by the time I'd registered that it had happened, she was gone.
Oh my God.
I know. So some girl somewhere might be one day just sorting through her wardrobe and be like, she's like, where did this little scarf come from? And I'll be like, yeah, you stole it from my neck. You
she'll be looking in her closet and be like, oh, there's a china plate.
Yes. Like, oh, how did this one get in here? It's one of the Wedgwoods. Oh, no, it's just a scarf. Anyway.
Wow. How many minutes did we do on scarves?
What's the mini challenge, Ben?
Oh, well, I mean, what is the mini challenge? I mean, I don't know. They're trying to advertise a protein shake that's called Spunk Protein Shake.
It's SPNK.
Yeah, SPNK. Sure, like Space NK.
So Raven comes in dressed like a Dairy Milk. Remember she was in purple sequins?
Yes.
That's why we were talking about chocolate earlier, because we've just watched this and Raven was dressed like a Dairy Milk.
I mean, I'd love a fruit and nut bar.
Oh!
Straight from the fridge.
I want a cold fruit. I want a cold fruit and nut bar.
Why do
so
you like a
badly.
fruit and nut bar? I feel like you wouldn't like a raisin.
Love raisins. Love nuts.
Fruit and nut.
Love a fruit and nut. I actually like most food.
You're such a f***ing liar, Camille.
Oh, don't give me that.
I do.
Uh-huh. What do you mean you like most food? This is the most... What? No, you don't. Fish. Should we go have an oyster?
I don't like fish and I don't eat a lot of meat. Or mayonnaise. I think they're the only things I don't eat.
Okay, I'm going to make the salad. A really simple salad. I'm going to put some oil and vinegar on it.
Balsamic oil. Mm-hmm. Balsamic vinegar. Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we've ruled out...
Balsamic vinegar, fish, and meat.
What
and
about
mayonnaise.
what about a Caesar salad?
Well, that also has mayonnaise on it.
It's not
Something
really
in the
mayonnaise.
mayonnaise family.
It's not mayonnaise.
You're not proving any points here. I like raisins.
Do you think Raven, she looks like Gem and the Holograms meets our girl Crystal?
Yeah.
That's all I had to say. But she does look like a... Wait. She looks like a Cadbury's bar. Is that what you were saying?
In purple, the purple of dairy milk is what I'm saying. And then I did like the line where Rue was like, oh, Raven's going to take your picture. And then Rue was like, why are you taking the picture? She's like, I don't know.
Yeah. Do you know how to use that camera? I think
No.
so.
Yeah, that was good. So
Yeah, they need to dress up in DTF bro drag, quick bro drag, and then sell this Spunk protein shake. What?
yeah,
It's very odd.
very strange. But I don't really feel we need to go through these one by one. It's all just lots of jizz jokes, basically.
Yeah, Michael Maruli does make Dee gag, and that's fair.
Yeah.
I'm going to do some quick ones. Naomi Carter looks like a Pete Davidson troll. Ginger has ham written on her. Kate Butch says, how much can you follow? I don't know what that means.
I said Dee Dee's wig
swallow.
off. Dee Dee's wig comes off. Not funny.
Yeah. I've written Cara, not funny.
But good on Cara for doing male drag. I think that's kind of
I
there's a
hadn't
lot
thought about
going on
that.
there with what she's like kind of basically currently going through.
I've written Tamara can't do anything broy.
No, she's wearing full eyeshadow and a wig as a man. Mm-hmm. Oh, Banksy looked amazing. Or was it? Who said that? It was Ginger said that Banksy looked like Mr. Bean on his way to an Outward Bound centre. Yeah. Well, I was like, whoa, that is a deep reference. And she was funny. Banksy was wearing goggles, and she's like, just don't get it in your eye. I thought that was good.
That's good. Fine, or whatever. And then Tamara wins, and I was like,
oh, don't forget Vicky's very confusing pasty jockstrap reveal.
Oh yeah,
Didn't make
come
any
for the
sense.
flavor, stay for the pasty.
And then she just showed her
Ass.
ass in a jockstrap. I was like, what?
Is her ass a pasty,
Right.
or is her ass pasty?
Well, I don't know.
That's too far.
Yeah, it's too many layers. It's a pasty on pasty on a pasty.
Pasty and a pasty.
On a sausage roll.
A pasty hat and a pasty hat.
I'd eat a pasty or a sausage roll.
It was a strange one.
I think it was a tactical. I think anyone could have really won that one because they were all pretty fun.
Yeah.
So I think it was a tactical because they know that Tamara choosing things can really. She's a good producer's choice because she isn't afraid to ruffle some feathers.
Oh, I see. So the main challenge we find out is inspired by Rue's masterclass, and it's RuPaul's disaster class.
I'll give them that on the pun.
Give them that in the pun.
I think they work backwards from the pun there.
Were they obliged to work in her masterclass? I mean, it feels very un-BBC.
I don't know. To me, it feels like almost people would have been too scared to have pitched this to Rue in the American show. And I feel like on their, like, the board of ideas at the UK show, I feel like someone was just very confidently like, oh, we'll do like a, disaster class. And Rue was like, oh, how very bold of you to laugh at my masterclass. We'll do it.
Interesting. Okay.
That narrative is completely created in my head.
Yeah, really was. It was quite convincing the way you told it.
Thank you.
So Tamara creates the teams. She makes a team with Tamara, obviously herself, Michael and Ginger.
And their topic is...
Party, drag lessons and making friends and influencing people. What? Then the next team is Naomi, Dee and Kate, and their topic is work.
With a Q.
Oh, I know. Drag lessons and mastering career and life. That makes sense.
Yes.
And then Banksy, Vicky, and Cara, theirs is love, and it's drag lessons in romance and relationship. So your topic is love, your topic is work, your topic is party. What?
But
Okay.
still,
What?
best. It was the best group, but
yeah,
we'll
yeah.
get there. We'll get there.
We better prep for this challenge.
Yeah, and at this point, Vicky just randomly says she's been engaged more times than a Portaloo at Glastonbury.
Wagon wheel Watusi.
So should we just get into just the groups just for getting together to talk about what's happening?
Yeah, so the parties group still doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
They're all from the Northeast, so they're gonna... I've combined this with the Rue walkthrough, by the way. Oh, did you not?
No.
Okay, you go for it then. You take the lead.
Okay. Well, I was saying actually, I liked Tamara. Tamara's kind of, she explains the idea behind why she picked them. So she said basically she picked the two people she wanted to work with, and then just the way everyone else was standing, she just left them in the groups. But then she said actually she thinks it's kind of a good idea to do that so that people aren't exclusively working with their friends or people they've always worked with. I thought it was kind of smart.
Okay.
But she accidentally put the badge winners together, which they realise when they're sitting down, which is Banksy, Vicky, and
Cara.
And then, yeah, the love group, they're talking about what they're going to kind of talk about. Cara's never been in love. Vicky's going to talk about meeting her fiancé online. Banksy's going to talk about her partner. And I just really liked the quick shot of the work with the Q group. We're all sitting in front of the mirror, like having quite a serious chat about what they were going to talk about, but they were all still had their fake beards penciled on, which I loved. Anyway, what's happening in the walkthrough?
Oh, I've kind of combined these, but essentially the parties group, they're all gals from the Northeast, so they're going to teach Southerners to wake up with they're going to take people on a night out, but then, no, wait a minute, what are they doing? They're going to teach Southerners to wake up with a few of their teeth left. Something like that?
I mean, you took a big chunk out of the middle of that, which is
Which is
I
what?
think is going to be their Northerners teaching Southerners how to go on a night out and wake up with all their teeth still in their head.
That's right. And then Rue broadens out in a more international way, so then they decide that it's going to be how to party like a Geordie girl wherever you are in the world.
Solid.
And I just wrote, Michael is a smart cookie. He takes Rue's advice.
And that happened, I thought, I just kind of went,
yeah.
because I saw those three and I was just like, we're okay. We're safe. The love group, we are not safe.
Now, Cara's never been in love.
Yeah.
Vicky met her fiancé, her partner,
Fiancé.
on an app, which is a storyline that doesn't get much traction. Neither it should in the year 2023. Oh my God, you met someone on the World Wide Web. Cool. And then Banksy's story is she is with a trans woman.
Yeah. Although I will give Vicky some credit for...
Not giving her any. I've decided I don't like her.
I'll give Vicky some credit for talking about how she's in an open relationship. Because I think...
Oh, yes, that's right.
Because remember, to us, someone saying they're in an open relationship is like someone saying, I like the colour blue. But you have to remember other people are still clutching their pearls about that. So I think it's good. So I give her that.
I like how Rue didn't
She didn't
give anything.
bat an eye. She was Sphinx-like throughout their walkthrough.
Yeah, but Rue's famously in an open relationship and has talked about it before. I kind of would have liked Rue to reflect back on that or something, or make a joke. Actually, you know what? If I were one of the girls, I would have made a joke about Rue to Rue, and it would have gone down like a lead balloon.
Clanger. The Sphinx would have just crumbled into pieces.
I would have been like, actually, no, Rue, you're also in an open relationship. Do you want to? Something like that.
Yeah, and then it would just be, there'd be just a cut and you'd just be gone from the edit. Just a little pile of ashes on the floor after Medusa beams got you.
I'd be taken into a BBC HR thing, and I would have been questioned about harassing talent for sex. I'd be like, it was a joke. God.
Right. And then there's a great part in the work group kind of conversation. There's a lot of boring stuff there, but the best part is Kate talking about not drinking too much at work, and she says to Rue, well, you know, I keep it like pretty measured by having maybe like 3 or 4 drinks, you know, over, and Rue's like, what? She's like, yeah, 3 or 4 drinks over like 3 or 4 hours.
Doesn't she say
four drinks over 3
over 2 hours?
Oh, I thought it was 3 hours.
Oh, I think later she reduces it to 2.
Oh no, she said 4 drinks over 3 hours, which when you remember,
okay, totally.
You remember UK measures, she's actually is being very sensible. Yeah, but Rue is scandalized.
I've just written down here 25 mils.
Yeah,
because 4 25 ml drinks. That's like
one. It's one American drink. Yeah. She's just basically sipping one gin and tonic over the course of 3 hours, which is actually incredibly sensible.
But Rue's like, yeah, you're drinking 4 tankers of gasoline.
Yeah, but she goes with it, and she's very funny.
Mm-hmm. So, everyone goes back to the hotel. They go to bed. They sleep. They wake up. They're not given proper coffees.
No,
found out
well,
from
we know
Crystal
this.
last week.
Yeah, the coffee situation was bad. Although she was series 1, remember?
It's the next day.
It is.
No one's had a decent coffee, as we found out from Crystal last week. All instant.
Yeah. So this is Vicky talking to Banksy. They're talking about their love lives. And there's a flash of Vicky's fiance. It's a redhead.
Rory,
maybe.
Rory.
Good looking.
Yeah.
Hot. Mm-hmm. I was kind of jealous.
I mean, yeah. Oh, that's a hot ginger. What else happens?
Then Banksy kind of tells the story about her partner. She kind of tells the more full story than she does on the main stage, actually. So she talks about how her partner came out to her as trans and said, "I'm a trans woman," and you know. And I thought it was really interesting, and just the way she kind of explained it was really interesting. Just talking about how she had to kind of re-educate her family because she'd already said, "Oh, I've come out as gay, and now I'm telling you that I have a girlfriend," and how kind of her family were very confused by that. And she,
as she was as well,
yeah, completely. And she said that she kind of ended up landing on the way she thinks about it is, I'm not. She's just what she tells when people were saying to her, "Oh, you're gay, you can't just change your mind." And she said, "I'm not changing, I'm evolving." Mm-hmm. I thought that was a really smart answer.
Yeah.
I like Banksy a lot.
And then Vicky reads from a script and says, "It just goes to show that relationships are about love and can between any people that are in love with people."
Ooh, you've turned on Vicky, haven't you?
Yeah.
She's your nemesis for this.
Vicky and Dee Dee, I've decided.
Yeah. There's 2 different brands of trouble going on there. I agree.
Should we get to the main stage?
Yeah.
Because this is a 1 hour 10 episode. This is only like minute 20 that we're on.
And we've been blithering on about all kinds of things.
Yeah. So
talked about dairy milk for about an hour.
Ruse and I'd love a bit of dairy milk.
Oh god.
But not from
I'd
the
even
fridge.
take just a whole nut.
Oh no. I don't want a whole nut.
I'm just saying in a pinch. If all we had was whole nut, you're saying you wouldn't have it.
I could maybe find some raisins to add to the whole nut.
Oh.
I don't like the caramel one.
I don't like the caramel one either.
That's the worst. And that weird caramel bunny, remember her?
Yeah, it's the same thing with the digestives. I don't really like the caramel digestives because the caramel stops the dissolving process, which I really like with a chocolate digestive.
Oh, I like a caramel
It's
digestive.
too hard. It's too hard.
Okay. So
should we drive to Santa Monica and break into one of those British shops and steal loads of biscuits and chocolate?
Rue is in a tropical dress.
She is very she's actually doing something she never normally does, which is kind of matching the runway theme.
That's what I thought.
Very unusual.
Meanwhile, everyone else in the panel is dressed in like silver metallics.
Yeah.
It's very strange. I've written here, Michelle's looking bananas in silver.
As you said last week, very
Spice Force 5. Yeah. Alan's in a silver look, and then Suranne Jones is dressed like a submarine. No, she's not. She's in her magician's jacket.
She has a very strange accent when she talks to Rue at the beginning here.
She's a funny fish in general.
I'm not quite sure where she's from. She might be from the whole country of like the United Kingdom. I think she's from everywhere.
Well, she's filming Vigil 2 at the moment, so she might be stuck in, you know.
She just has a very pan-British accent, doesn't she?
So we get the first group doing their disaster class. It is the work group. What happens here?
So this is Dee Dee, Naomi, and Kate.
Yes.
And their kind of thing that they've hooked themselves onto is acronyms. So each one of them talks and each one of them holds up a board that has an acronym. So there's like dildo and twat and something else, and that's how they finish each of their segments. It's a nice thing to hang your act on.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, there's a clear hierarchy of how well this group does as a three. Like, Kate comes out wildly on top.
Yes.
She's really, really, really good.
She has
Dee Dee is serviceable, and Naomi's kind of struggling.
Yeah, Kate has a great line about she lost all her makeup skills in a house fire.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. She's great.
Yeah,
and
she
I
is
think
good.
Suranne says it later, but she says it's that thing of like, you see someone and you're like, oh God, we can relax.
Yeah.
Or maybe Graham says it about her, but that's how I felt. Every time they cut to her, I was like, oh, thank God.
Suranne.
Suranne.
What an odd name. Is that an odd name, or am I being weird?
I don't know. I feel like I've never met anyone called Suranne.
Is it like someone wrote Suzanne wrong?
Yeah.
Or someone misread Suzanne?
Yeah.
They just went with it. Okay, the next group. Their topic is party. Michael's a very strong anchor.
Yeah. This is a fantastic trio of just energy and fun.
All of them going for it.
I thought Tamara was actually the best in this group, which is, I wasn't expecting it. I know she's funny, but I wasn't sure she was going to harness it quite so well. But their whole thing is that they are using Tamara kind of as she's almost like the model of their group. So she models all these different northern things for all these northern gal night out things, and she does it so well.
Adds a bit of physicality.
Yeah, so there's a bit of movement, and the other two get
levels.
to kind of,
All about those levels.
But she still gets lots of really good jokes in, and some physical jokes. So they basically talk about, I think, don't they say she comes out, she's wearing a coat, and they're like, so what's happening here? And they're like, oh, so she's committing the first cardinal sin of going out in a coat. I'm sure that was really fun.
And then in unison they all say, because coats are for what? Shoplifting. And then she drops like something from her coat.
It was like a pack of meat, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, was it?
It looked like a thing of gammon.
A gammon.
Ham hock of some kind. I just wanted to say that.
Tamara says that she went out last week with £20 and she came back with £200 and the clap.
That was funny.
Meow.
Yeah, she's great. I actually stopped taking notes with this group because I was genuinely just enjoying myself. So much so that when they finished, I spontaneously applauded for them by myself alone in my apartment.
Where were you? Were you on your couch in your bed? Where were you?
No, I was sitting at my computer. I did it like an office job.
Okay.
Very like straight upright taking notes.
Lovely.
And then, oh God.
The love group.
Oof, magoof.
Banksy, Cara and Vicky. They did start nicely. They went, ladies, gentlemen, Michelle.
Yeah, Banksy had a good start where she also said she made that funny blind joke as well. Love is blind and so am I. And they were like, take your sunglasses off. I think with a different music sting behind it, that would have been funny.
Yeah.
Because they basically are getting the dreaded either no music edit, and when they do get music, it's like wah wah.
Banksy looks great.
Yeah, and I think she actually has the best material in the group.
I agree.
She just kind of stumbles a couple of times. But her stumbles, I don't think, compared to how boring Vicky and Cara were.
Yes.
She may have made a couple of mistakes, but she was kind of the star of that group, and I thought the other two were very beige.
Yeah. A lot of it just needed a punchline.
Yeah.
And I liked the ending where Banksy said, and if you're sitting at home with no love, have a wank.
Yeah, and then did you notice as the lights went down, she just said, oh, I hate everyone.
Yeah.
Or I hate people. That was really funny. And then I did like Cara's interview line where she was like, so, and she went, well, we really nailed the part about being a disaster.
Wow.
I was like, do you know what? You're not wrong. That was great. So this runway is called Slaycation, sickening holiday looks. And I really like that scriptwriters made the point of saying holiday and not vacation. Gonna go on your holidays, on your lollipobs.
On your lollipobs.
Someone does say that. So first up is Dee Dee.
Yeah, she's wearing a drapey look that's patterned. I don't like this colour and pattern at all.
No, she's doing a, as they said, kind of My Fair Lady, kind of Real Housewife thing. She says, I feel like a yummy mummy. She does do a much older lady in drag, doesn't she? It's very odd.
Yeah, it's very confusing.
It's interesting, though. I'm going to give her that, even though I'm not the hugest fan of her. I find her point of view interesting in the sense that you'd think a young person who's like in with the Crystal Versace, she's going to want to do kind of sexy young. But I like this lane that she's in, which is kind of MILF. It's interesting for someone in their early 20s to do that. I just didn't like it.
Yeah, same. And then we've got Kate Butch. I wrote, first of all, flight attendant.
Yes, it's very hard to tell what was going on from a distance.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of black, wasn't it? Which is not the most exciting thing, but I did like little pops of orange.
So it's a scuba wetsuit that she's wearing, and she's got a snorkel.
Yeah, rhinestoned scuba suit, but I just felt like it was not reading as clearly as it probably did in person.
Yeah.
Which is a bit of a shame.
Then
We love Kate.
And then we had Naomi Carter in a fun ski look.
She looks fantastic. She references, and so do they later, saying that she looks like Whitney Houston going skiing,
Yeah.
which is such a fun reference.
I've got some ski poles I stole from my uncle.
And I got some goggles I stole from my brother.
This is good. This is vaguely what I was thinking for Halloween.
Yeah. I think so, like 80s
Yeah.
ski, but like you want to do way more nudity.
With just nothing
Just down the
underneath.
You're
Yeah.
going to be hot.
I that's the
Do
worry.
they do such thing as a shorts snowsuit?
Like a summer ski suit.
Like a summer, some summer salopettes.
Yeah. Salopettes. A word that is not used in the US. Salopettes.
Salopettes. So Tamara is doing almost what I would describe as, at this point, and I mean this not as a insult, I mean this as a compliment. It's almost weirdly a classic Drag Race look to do kind of like a skiing fur bikini, like a cold bikini look.
Yeah.
There's quite a few other queens that have done this style, and I would always say it's actually pretty successful.
I don't love this look.
Oh, I liked it. I thought it was fun. Michael Maruli up next as a pin-up girl on a postcard.
That's fun.
I really liked this. I liked there was just a little seam and some crumpling happening in that postcard. just a touch. She'd had to fold that up to bring it on the train. But I thought she looked great. It's a really fun idea, and she looked fantastic. Like,
Yeah.
she could have done that look without the postcard, and it still would have been a really solid look. But I felt like it was.
Oh, the postcard made
it was really like, and that drink. She even had that drink in her hand when they were doing the judges' like deliberation thing. She's still holding that prop drink.
Oh, was she?
That was fun.
And when she turned around, it was a postcard that said, wish Rue were here.
Yeah, very smart.
Funny.
Smart.
Now, Ginger, where's she gone?
I wrote, what the hell is this? She described it as space retro futurism.
It's like, okay.
And then I feel like she kind of said, I made this 2 days before I arrived at Drag Race, and now I'm wearing it.
Well, I wrote, first of all, it looks like a style challenge.
Yeah.
And then she said, I made it 2 hours,
2 hours,
before
that's
leaving for
it.
Drag Race.
So something was up with this one. Mm-hmm. I felt like this replaced something, maybe.
Yeah.
I think some things got swapped around and something got replaced for this one, because it doesn't quite make any sense. But that's the most negative thing you'll ever hear me say about Ginger.
And then Vicky is wearing a cowgirl look. It's very loose. And I just wrote, sure.
Yeah, she says, I'm off to America on my Holly Bobs. I did like that.
Holly Bobs.
Holly Bobs.
Oh,
Mine
I
and
hate
Ben's,
Holly Bobs
mine and
so
Ben's
much.
nemesis term is Holly Bobs.
Where are you going to go? Oh, I didn't get to go on my holidays this year.
Get
my Holly Bobs.
Have fun in your Holly Bobs. Oh, it's it's
Bank
very...
Holly Bobs.
Bank Holly Bobs. The BH weekend.
Beach weekend. What, in Beverly Hills?
My brother said that to me once, and me and my friend Debbie have referred to it as that ever since.
I like how you're explaining that to listeners. The amount of times we've talked about BH weekends.
I know, but...
Do you know what? BH weekend in Beverly Hills, sponsored by Benson Hedges.
I love it. And bit performance by Becky Hill.
Oh, wait. So I saw Becky Hill in the BH weekend in Beverly Hills with Smoky Benson Hedges. Got it.
Cara.
Oh, Cara, I forgot about her. Oh, yeah. She's in a storm? What?
She's doing like an ice princess kind
she
of
looks
look.
wonderful.
Yeah.
But this is not the theme.
No, I really liked the hair. I thought the hair was my favorite.
What was
the
the
whole
hair?
night? It was those like white kind of dreadlocks, but it was just really perfectly done. She looked really good. Yeah, it made no sense. And then Banksy, I thought looked fantastic, which is very funny coming off the heels of Kate's look from last week.
Why? What do you mean?
Doing the full leopard Shania
yes!
Twain look, and
Yes.
then Banksy comes out in this, which is she really got you with the description as well.
Oh, Swiss. She's a Swiss diplomat's wife, but the slopes are calling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, can't hang. It's basically like I can't be with my husband at this corporate event because I've got to go skiing. I was like, wow, she's literally just reached into Ben's brain and pulled a line out of it. So we actually get a winning team announcement.
Or through a
Ding
tannoy.
dong, yeah, over the tannoy.
Yeah, the results are in.
Yeah,
And Michael, Tamara, and Ginger win.
yay!
Fair. Everyone else is in
Deserved.
the bottom.
Yeah, it's a strange one because they're not. It's very clear that they're only having to do this because they need Naomi to be in the bottom. But do you want to do critiques?
Yeah, I've just written Dee.
Well, there's definitely stuff to talk about, I guess, in this critiques, isn't there?
Oh yeah, I guess. So I've combined the critiques. Then we're going to talk about backstage.
I'll do Untucked. if you
Oh
wanna
yeah,
do-
okay, fine.
Yeah.
So critiques, Dee. I've written I don't love Dee. And they've said it was a confusing runway. Kate Butch, they felt very safe when she was talking. I think that was Suranne, as you mentioned earlier.
And Rue says that shade of blonde isn't her colour.
Not her colour. Bit of an underwhelming look, they felt. Naomi, not the funniest. Now, Michelle is very upset about, in the mini challenge, how she wore a demi-lash.
Yes.
It's like, all right. No, but it was the maxi challenge she wore a demi-lash.
Yeah, on stage,
Beg
yeah.
your pardon. And they were wondering where her jokes were, and Alan said that her jokes were with her lashes. So, and also, Rue was asking, what was this outfit you were wearing for the challenge? And she's like, oh, it's kind of like a funk band look.
No, Rue said it was a funk band look. She was saying she was trying to do executive look.
Oh, that's
and Rue was
right.
like, what company? And she was like, I guess, what, in space?
And then for Vicky, Alan asked, where the hell do you go on holiday? Because what was Vicky wearing again?
She's wearing a pink cowgirl outfit.
Yeah.
And she says she's going to drive along Route 66 for a honeymoon. Oof. Yeah, you're in for a rude awakening, my friend. That's going to be a incredibly unromantic and pretty horrific trip.
Look, and you know me, love a road trip, love a strange motel, but that was really annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's really got on your list this week, hasn't she?
She has. Cara, Michelle said that in terms of not ever having been in love, she could have said more about it. She could have revealed more about herself. And in general, they felt that Cara was the weakest in terms of the challenge.
Well, we've also skipped over
who?
that Vicky brings up that she had concerns about Banksy being the mediator.
Oh, right.
And we get the dramas there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's the beginning of that. Then Cara also herself kind of says like, well, you know, there was a couple of fumbled lines that kind of really threw me off. I was like, we need to remember exactly that Vicky said that she had trouble with Banksy being the moderator, and that also Cara said there were 2 missed lines that threw me off. Remember this, because we're going to be talking about this in Untucked. And then basically they get to Banksy and they say, you're very deadpan, you're very funny, your group was a little under-rehearsed. Suranne loves both of her looks, but then Banksy says, like, they're like, oh, well, how do you feel about what the other girls have said? And she said, you know, I just feel like a sacrificial lamb, like the 2 of them are
lamb
just
taken-
a lamb
lamb
taken to the slaughter. Yeah, like they're just trying to
be honest.
Yeah, they're trying to kind of throw me under the bus. And then that's what all is said. No one responds to that. That's what's said on the stage. Everyone remember that. Very important when we get to Untucked.
Okay, let's get into Untucked. Now, this week, it looks like I've written the drinks look like a cloudy innocent smoothie. Do you remember the strawberry and banana one?
Oof. You don't want to put alcohol in an innocent smoothie.
That's not gonna, unless it's blended and there's not a blender on set.
We must have pitched Not Such an Innocent Girl as the innocent smoothie theme tune, right? There's no way we haven't married those 2 things
I don't
together.
think we have.
Not Such
but
an Innocent Smoothie.
Not such an innocent smoothie.
I like that it doesn't fit in syllable wise. Not such an innocent smoothie.
But just remember that the bottom fell at the market in terms of innocent smoothies.
We definitely have said that before.
The bottom fell at the market.
So we get to Untucked. Yeah, as you said, the innocent smoothies with alcohol are in there. Tamara made me laugh. She says in her interview, she says, see, I am clever. And then she goes, these bitches think I'm thick. Another use of the word thick, which I love. So then we get a very tense sequence where the queens from the main stage come back, and it's very, very, very tense. And no one's really talking. It's all very clipped and short, apart from, you know, Dee Dee, as always, saying, well, my critiques were great. You know, whatever. So then we get into this kind of, Banksy says, well, I'm actually really upset. I felt like you 2, specifically Cara and Vicky, were throwing me under the bus. Then Vicky and Cara then spin this around and say, well, we're really angry with you, Banksy, because you you said that we were throwing you under the bus on the main stage and called us out by name, and you're insinuating that we're, panicking and trying to blame everything on you and not take responsibility. They said so many things that didn't happen. And then truly they're like, Banksy said, well, you said that about me. And they're like, no, I didn't. No, we didn't. And it's the most infuriating thing because we have just watched it. And it gets so heated that Banksy kind of walks off and they're still trying to talk to her, Cara is, and she just goes, fuck off. Did you see that?
Yeah.
One gloved hand, fuck off.
And then she walked straight towards the cameras.
Yes.
An offset.
7 foot tall, well, like 8 foot tall coming at you. And then we get a lot of kind of shaky, grainy, kind of loading dock footage of her sitting on like a box talking to a producer.
Yeah.
And she's saying, she's saying to the producer, I can't believe what they're trying to do now, which is turn this around and make it seem like I just did something really bad, where actually the two of them were piling on me. She's correct. And then back in Untucked, Cara's like, oh, I don't know what her problem is. And I think it's Kate is like, I completely see what she's saying, actually. So there. And then, so there. And then so the two of them, you can tell they're both like, shit. And then Banksy comes back in, and actually in a very classy move, even though I don't think she needed to apologize for anything apart from maybe saying fuck off, she apologizes, and then so does Cara. Vicky doesn't apologize. How do you feel about that?
I think we all know how I feel about that. I think my feelings have been blatantly out there. Quick update on innocent smoothies. I did, well, first of all, look at that picture on the Wikipedia site.
Oh,
I mean, that's the drink we're talking about right there.
in a glass mug, my least favorite thing in the world.
Yeah, in 2009, because of that global financial crisis, they had a real issue. Okay, how great is this?
Go on.
A 250ml bottle of innocent smoothie, and they've written innocent smoothie in quotation marks, contains 34.3 grams of sugar.
Oh, shit.
This is nearly 30% more than Coca-Cola in terms of sugar content.
That's fantastic.
That's really fun.
That's really good.
There was a product recall because some innocent smoothies were exploding because of fermentation. So yeah, just lots of bits and bobs have been going on. And they're based in Cambridge.
I never really liked their font and branding. It was
the same font.
really awful.
They haven't changed it.
So the safe queens are Dee Dee, Kate, Vicky, and Banksy.
Yes.
I felt like Cara was really annoyed with Banksy being safe. Vicky looked very shocked at herself being safe as well.
But Banksy should have been safe.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah, I'm just making sure.
Yeah. So the bottom two are Naomi and Cara.
Naomi.
And Cara, which, I think it's fair, but I also would have liked to have seen Vicky and Cara in the bottom. It's fair enough, though. Naomi was the worst person in the main challenge. I just loved her runway look so much that...
I know, I'd be happy if Vicky and Dee Dee were there and they both just got booted out.
Oh, just...
Yeah. Double elimination. Well, it's like...
arbitrary double elimination
Yeah.
of the people that Ben doesn't like.
So it'd be like, actually, Naomi Carter and Caramel, they do a lip sync.
Yeah.
And then Rue's like, so...
Vicky, Dee Dee, step forward. Ben Anderson doesn't like you. Goodbye.
I guess I'm just at the stage of the game where I'm like, well, they're not going to win. They can just go now. I'm done with them.
Okay. You never know. They are lip syncing to The Only Way Is Up by Yaz.
Yeah.
The only way is up, baby. Famously, the theme tune to The Only Way Is Essex.
Which was so
strange.
I
can't believe it was. Like, it's like they said, well, The Only Way Is Essex is the name of the show. So they were like, what about The Only Way Is Up?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do love the train noise in this song.
You're right.
You're right.
You're right.
What?
Remember that scene of Lauren bumping into Mark's mum in
Tesco.
Hiya, Carol, what are you doing here?
Those early seasons are really weird.
Really strange.
And it's before certain makeup technology was in play.
Yes.
In terms of like airbrushing and stuff. Like
definitely.
Airbrush makeup. Contouring, that's what I'm looking for.
We're in early days of we're in the dying days of fake tan and no contouring. It's quite the...
Carol, what are you doing?
What are you doing here?
You alright?
Yeah.
How are you?
All right, thanks, you.
Good. What are you shopping for?
Oh, I've just got my shopping and everything. And, I'm cooking a big dinner on Sunday for Sam's coming round.
So,
Oh, what's happening? Oh, yeah.
we're going to do that lip sync. So, I do enjoy that Naomi's starting by just standing with ski poles.
Yes. And she did say she's still not got a 100% knee at this point, didn't she? So
got that
she
gammy knee.
she doesn't do too much in this lip sync. And I do think that's a shame because I think from what I remember at the beginning, she's a pretty good dancer, isn't she? She just kind of can't do it because of that chest bump. Really took her out. And then Cara does kind of some fun floor work and some fun air drum work.
Yeah. Cara's is very got a real professional sheen to it,
Yeah.
isn't she? That Naomi definitely doesn't have.
Quite captivating.
Yeah.
Although air drums, I'd be interested to get our friend George's opinion because it's either George or Teddy, but their opinion is that air guitar on a Drag Race lip sync is the kiss of death.
Yeah, but air guitar is different to air drums.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'd be interested to hear their take on air drums. I'll ask.
Do you like this song?
Yeah, it's fun.
Okay.
It's not a go-to for me, and I was a bit disappointed because they were talking about it in
oh, it's a
Untucked.
banger.
They said it was a banger. And I got quite excited about what it could be, and I was like, oh, it's not really a banger.
Yeah.
There's no banging happening in it. It's
Yeah.
just kind of fun.
It's not like All Fired Up by Girls Aloud. What?
Girls Aloud cover of All Fired Up.
Sorry.
That would be now. That's something I want to hear.
Oh.
Hear Nadine taking on All Fired Up.
I'm sure we now
Keep me on your radar.
I'm sure we now have the AI technology to do a Girls Aloud cover of All Fired Up.
Oh, I don't like engaging with AI technology, but finally something has actually piqued my interest. Everything else I think is really boring and lame, but that sounds great.
I wrote quite early into this, Naomi's going home.
Yeah.
So, Rue clearly loves this song.
Yeah.
In fact, they all on the panel love this
Yeah,
song.
this is everyone's sweet spot on that panel, isn't it?
There are, I mean, we don't see much of Suranne, but all the rest of them, they're all of a certain age. They definitely enjoy this song. Yeah, Cara, you're going to stay. Naomi, you're going to go away. That's the phrase, right?
Yeah.
That's the tagline.
Great exit with Naomi. She says a line that I didn't quite understand.
Well, first of all, she says, I just want to say thank you so much for opportunity. Like that. And then she gets to the door, and what does she say?
It's something about shit. I didn't...
See you in a bit, dog shit.
No, see you in a bit, dog shit. She was great.
Yeah.
And they all loved that. And then it looked like next week was
A rusical.
a rusical about
Pantomimes.
Panto Dame the musical or something, wasn't it?
Panto-rusical.
Yeah, I'm interested. I think that's going to be an interesting cultural moment.
Speaking of culture, did it then go into the commercial for Drag Race Italia?
Yes, it did. And I got very confused because I thought it was the Danny Beard after show. So I scrubbed forward a bit because I was like, oh, I want to see, because Colin was saying that Bailey Mills is on it. So I was like, oh, I want to see what Bailey Mills does on it. And then I was like, everyone was talking Italian. And I got very overwhelmed.
Scusi, Italiano work. Yeah.
Excuse me, Italian work.
Yes.
That's your Drag Race Italy line.
Yes.
Excuse
Si.
me, Italian work.
See. Wait, so how many? This is episode 4. How many episodes have we got this
10.
season? Okay. Okay. I was about to say good night.
Well, good night.
Good night.
Good night.
You are right up my street.
Oh, you can't make me choose.
I go by Toyota. Sponsors T4.
Fuck me, Lee Ryan's 13.
Marlene.
I remember we couldn't remember the word for table.